Hi, Polo. Thank you so much
Hi,
for coming to the
Max.
Founder Talk. How are
Thank
you?
you. Thank you. Very good. And you?
Oh, good. Thank you so much for coming from Madrid, one of the most beautiful city on earth. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So, before pitch your venture, do you want to give an introduction to yourself? And after, please, just go straight to the pitch.
Yes, well, I mean, we are trying to introduce more circularity into the fashion industry, which has been a very linear industry for many decades. And it's in a big need and a push for sustainability. And we believe that by making fashion more circular, especially via rental model, we will be able to achieve higher levels of sustainability, pretty quickly.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we call it fashion as a service. And as you know, fashion is the second most polluting industry in the world, and it faces a great pressure to become more sustainable. The fact is that every year we buy more and more garments, which we end up using less and less. And what happens to these garments when they go to dye? Well, they go to dye to a desert in Chile. The industry needs to reduce its greenhouse emissions by 50% by 2030. And so far, the progress has been negative, really. The good news is that there is a way to cut the emissions by almost a third overnight. And this is by promoting circular distribution models such as renting or resale. And that is our mission at La Masmona, to disrupt the fashion industry the way Uber, Spotify, Airbnb have done by offering an on-demand service for fashion rental. And we have built a leading fashion rental service in Spain with 400k euros ARR and positive EBITDA. But in order to really scale this business, we need more and bigger fashion brands to enter the rental space. And in talking with these brands, we have identified some of the problems that they face in order to enter the rental space. The first is that they want to own the customer experience. If they want to enter the rental, they want to do it via their own channels, via their shops and via their own e-commerce. They don't want to share space in another e-commerce such as ours, where they will compete with other brands. The second problem is that they fear cannibalization. How do I construct a rental offer that can live alongside my existing sale offer? The third then is the technology. They don't have any technology to integrate the rental in their IT systems. And lastly, the logistics. There is no logistics provider for circular fashion models in Europe at this time. Okay, so all these challenges we've overcome ourselves in the last years, and we can harness our know-how and tech to help brands construct a rental offer from scratch in less than 15 weeks. We call it fashion as a service, and it consists of 3 pillars really. First is consulting. We help them develop the rental offer, which will complement the client's existing sale offer. The second is the technology. We provide a complete CMS, OMS, CRM, payments integration with the client's platform. And then the logistics. We are the only rental logistics provider in Europe for circular fashion. We will stock, maintain, fulfill the orders end-to-end, clean, sanitize, disinfect all the garments. Everything has to do with the logistics of the rental end-to-end. Our revenue model is we charge an initial advisory and setup fee of around 50k. And then we charge an annual API maintenance fee of around 5k euros. And then we will charge a fixed amount for every order that we fulfill during the rental process. In terms of competition, Castle is the leader in the US with some more experience than we have, many brands in their pipeline. IESE is our competition here in Europe. They're based in France. And we just started this new side of the business, and we've landed our best big client, which is Mango. And we have a very big pipeline of potential clients, which we will hope to onboard at least another 3 or 4 by the end of the year. One of them pretty big. It's not the size of Mango, but 1.2 billion turnover last year, so pretty big as well. And all of these will take us out to a 5 million ARR in 3 years' time. We are a team of 10 people. with ample experience in many areas such as finance, fashion, and operations. And we plan to increase our team in the next years with an in-house IT team, hiring our CTO and a few devs, and increasing as well the staff on our operative and account management side for the B2B side of the business. And for this, we are raising 1.5 million euros. Thank you.
Let me start with the motivation. What brings you here? Why are you doing this?
Right. Well, I come from a very different background. I used to do banking. I used to work in banking in London, and during the big financial crisis, I lost my job in 2013. And at that point, I mean, I was kind of thinking what to do with the rest of my life, if I wanted to work in banking or do something else. I like some parts of the banking business. I like macro, I like the trading, but I hated the people. It was quite terrible. And I wanted to do something which had an impact, an impact on myself and an impact on the world and what we do. And then I wanted to be involved in the circular economy, but I was not sure which way to do it, right? And until one day I was getting dressed to go to a wedding with my girlfriend. And I was leaving the whole, my wardrobe is full, but I have nothing to wear a moment. And she was trying on all different kinds of dresses and saying this won't work. And I'm finally buying something which she will only use for once or maybe two occasions. No? So I said, okay, maybe there's a model here. And I fell in love with the idea and got it working. And from that time, as I said, we've developed the biggest fashion rental service in Spain for women. But we need fashion brands to really enter this space, right? And right now we see that the route for that is through our B2B channel, in which they can rent their own rental service via their own channels, and we see as a very potent pivot for our company.
And where exactly this idea come from? How do you make it?
The pivot, you mean?
Yep.
Yeah, well, speaking to brands, because I needed brands to integrate vertically into my model. No, I can't. It takes just too much capex to buy from them every, I don't know, 3-4 times every season. The model wouldn't work because I mean, it's very difficult to find financing as it is. You know, to have a model which is so capital intensive. So speaking to these brands and saying, okay, listen, I am a platform via which you can reach new clients and you can make more money out of your garments. And this conversation just developed into a conversation which they said, if we do it, we will do it via our own channels. And I said, well, I can help with that.
The circular economy is by far one of the best way to move forward. Creating less waste and actually have everyone the possibility to dress even a nice dress, because you need to buy the dress, actually to rent it. Now, you say something very right. Big firm, big brands, they can't do this because they will cannibalize their product. If you're renting, I'm not going to sell anything anymore. So what's your approach to them?
Yeah.
When you get them on board, what do you say to them?
Sure. I mean, rental is not for everything. Rental makes sense in some kind of garments, in the garments which are very expensive, garments which you don't use as much, and garments which you only use maybe on a few occasions, really, which are mostly the garments you take to weddings and this type of formal events. Okay, so what we tell brands is that if you rent this garment 4 to 7 times, you will make more money out of this garment via rental than what you do with the sale of that garment. It's like selling the garment 7 times, really. It has more costs, it has more direct costs, but at the end of the day, you're making 7 transactions plus the final sale of the garment. Once its rental life cycle is finished, you will sell it on your outlet. So those 7 plus the final sale make 8 final transactions, and summing up all those 8 transactions, you make up more money than you would do on the sale. So this works mainly for some kind of products, not all the products on your catalog, just mainly for the products which are more expensive, which you are going to use less.
In terms of logistics, from my understanding, you hold the logistics, yeah? Yes,
this is something that we've been trying to outsource from the beginning, because it's something that from the beginning you would say is not value added, really. And there are a lot of players doing fashion logistics or any kind of e-commerce logistics at this time. But the thing is that in order to make fashion rental or any kind of rental efficient, the rental time needs to be as short as possible so that you can make as many rentals, you can do as many rentals as possible, right? So you need to really make this process really efficient in terms of time. The client needs to receive it when he or she says that she wants to receive it. She needs to give it back when at the right time, and we need to be able to get it back into our warehouse and do the whole operation that we do in it, which is sanitizing, cleaning, reconditioning, etc. We have been, well, in the years that we've been running, we've been able to do this very efficiently. That we've been able to process over 700 products every week, and these are mainly done in 2 days, really, because we receive a product on a Monday, and most of these products are going out again on a Tuesday. So we've become experts in this, and we've figured out that there's no one else doing this kind of logistics. Many logistics providers or carriers are special. Well, what they do, the normal e-commerce logistics, but this e-commerce logistics, I mean, the times they take, they're too long. I mean, if it arrives today, it arrives today, tomorrow, there's no hurry. Same with the returns, and we are able to make all this process much shorter, and in doing so, get more rotations out of each product.
You hold the product, I suppose. You have a warehouse to do something similar. Now, for example, I'll give you a very practical example that happened to me. I was in London, but I live in London, but I don't know why I left my black tie in the I don't remember, it was in my other house. I can't remember. Anyway, it was not in my wardrobe. And okay, I was invited in the morning for the evening from an event. I said I couldn't go because anywhere I called, it was okay. I need to come tomorrow. I said I need now. You can't deliver now. I need in 2 hours. Nobody could in London. I'm not talking about in London. So my question is, how timing is important for doing this?
Yes, I mean, normally this doesn't happen that much to us normally because we cater to special events and our clients have sufficient time to prepare for them. This doesn't happen normally, but we are able to basically, if it's within our town, which is Madrid, where we operate, we can deliver in 2 hours anywhere. But normally this is not the normal operation really for us.
I mean, in terms of where do you see yourself in 3-5 years time? I mean, what's your view about?
Yes, we aim to become Europe's first technical and logistics provider for circular fashion. We have very strong partners and clients in Spain. We have Mango as the first one, in which the next steps for growth will be to right now we're doing it only via e-commerce. The next step will be to do it on their shops, and the next step will be to grow to other countries as well. So we will harness the clients that we have, first Mango, and then the other clients that we have in our pipeline, in order to grow internationally in the countries in Europe, especially where they already are and where they already have a big presence of physical shops.
In terms of physical shop, and after we move very straight to the funding round, are you going to plan to have something yourself, physical?
Yes, for the time being, as I say, the operation that we do, there's no one else who's doing this. We've been able to fund this operation, at least in the same conditions and the same time frame that we do it. So that's one of our core values for the time being. Maybe sometime in the future we find someone that we can partner with, and they can help us scale in that sense. But for the time being, this operation requires that we set up a warehouse in each country that we go.
Where is your market? Europe?
Yes, we will concentrate in Europe. First, the south of Europe, Spain, Portugal, then France, Italy, Germany.
In terms of round, are you bootstrapped so far, or do you get any round before?
Yeah, we've raised 2 million euros so far, but we've been going on for some time. We were the first here in Spain renting fashion, and it was a slow start for us. So we kind of bootstrapped it ourselves. We're in, as I said, positive. Our rental, our B2C rental fashion business is in positive EBITDA, but it's having trouble in scale because it needs too much working capital in order to do so, right? So we've been able to bootstrap and to raise some money to get it going. And but now we're looking. We have a much more scalable model, which doesn't have all the bottlenecks that the B2C model has. We don't need to buy the stock. We don't need to own the shops. Basically, we can harness all these things that the fashion brands have, and we just have to monetize what we do have, which is the technology and the know-how.
Yeah, you're much more lean now. Let me close with why investing in Polo, the team, and your venture.
Thank you. Well, I mean, we've been going for a lot of time. Actually, it's our company has 10 years already. We've gone through a lot. I mean, we are a team of very passionate people who are dedicated to making fashion more sustainable and more circular. We've gone through all kinds of phases, many near-death experiences, and we're still here with a new model which has very good perspectives, very strong first client, which is Mango. Another strong clients about to be signed onto our platform as well. So it's looking really good for us.
Polo, thank you so much for being with us today. And I really wish you all the best. And in Equity Match, I hope we can help you. I'm sure we will. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Max.
A pleasure.